Hello and welcome to I Am with Eric Faria. I'm your host, and it is my pleasure to have with me here today Joane Cajuste, who is an author, speaker, lifestyle, and wellness coach. I got that. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And I cannot wait to talk about God, Why Did You Wake Me? Which is
Yes.
your first book,
Correct.
correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, so let's start with that.
Okay.
So, what was the impetus for this book?
Well, I had a dear friend that encouraged me to write this book. I love writing. I keep journals. Writing has always been therapeutic for me, but I've never had a desire to write a book. She knew about my journey and some of the things that I went through. And she said because I was able to kind of get to the other side, she felt that my story could inspire others. I've always wanted to help others, but she felt that writing a book I'd be able to inspire others on I guess on a bigger stage, a bigger platform. So that was the inspiration. I started writing and couldn't put the pen down.
So, how long did it take you to write this book?
I feel like it was years in the making, but I would say when I really took the time to sit down and put a schedule together, a little over a year, I would
Little
say.
over a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how is it in the beginning getting, I guess, your life story? Because you really talk about your life in this
Right.
book. How is it in the beginning getting all of that concise and started?
Whew. I wanted to focus on areas of my life that I felt would have an impact on other people. I wanted to talk about areas of my life where I had actual tools that I used that would help other people. So that was the process in terms of weeding out, all right, what stories to tell and what stories to take out of the book.
Amazing. I mean, I have read the book. The book is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And my question to you, what really, actually, an observation before I ask this
Sure.
question, what really struck me was how real and how courageous you were in writing this book. That's
Thank
what I
you.
got. Yes.
Thank you.
So, where do you think you had where did you think that you got the courage to actually sit down and write it and to be vulnerable?
Yeah, I prayed a lot. Again, the book is called God, Why Did You Wake Me? And in the book, I specifically talk about my God, what my version of my higher power is. And I know that everyone has their own version of what their God is. So I made sure not to impose my God onto others. But for me, it was prayer. I needed to pray to my God to be that courageous, to sort of be vulnerable and put my life out there. So that's one. And two, I knew deep down that my story would at least help one person. And I didn't have the luxury of not writing it.
I see. Yeah. I have to say that I am not a religious person,
Right.
and you were talking about your faith,
Right.
right? And I feel like I totally got it.
Thank you.
And I think that's the beauty of it. It can be relatable to anyone, anywhere. I know that you have a woman on the cover.
Correct.
And you yourself are a woman.
Right.
So I actually got so much from it as a man that I'm actually curious.
Sure.
Do you think that men would be drawn to your story, and what do you think they would get from it?
Absolutely. I don't want men to shy away from the cover. I think it's a story about surrender, about hope, about survival, about second chances, and
Redemption.
redemption. So absolutely, men would be drawn to this.
Yeah, I just have to put it out there because
Thank
it's
you.
very powerful. So when I was reading, what also struck me was how, well, you write beautifully, and how you were navigating the different aspects of your life and going from the lowest of the low and then being able to overcome that.
Right.
Is there one particular moment or event that you think was the thing that actually caused you to turn your life around?
Yes. So I got to a place where I felt like I was doing okay in life. I was becoming the person that I thought I wanted to be. I was letting go of all the toxic stuff that might have been pulling me down, whether it was physically or not. And I felt like I was taking care of myself. So it looked like that on the outside. So the defining moment where I said, okay, I need to change was when one day it appeared like I had it all, but I cursed God for waking me up. I was too coward to commit suicide, and I was hoping God didn't wake me up. When I had those thoughts, I'm like, now it's time to really, really start looking at what is going on. It was either that or just a slow death.
Wow.
And maybe not a physical death, but walking around feeling like something's wrong and not wanting to live. So I had to make a change.
Yeah, and I remember reading that in the book, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to hear it from you.
Absolutely.
And amazing. So, is there something that you think women, particularly, would get from this story?
I mean, I think they'd get a lot. I mean, there are I feel like a lot of gems. I think that I want women to get to a place where they are in love with the person in the mirror. I think that for each chapter, I provide tools and actions because I feel like we've all been through things. You know, none of us are exempt from hard times or hardships. But what are the tools? What can I do today to get on the path of living a better life? So I think concrete tools and action steps are helpful.
Great. And as a first step, what do you think would be the first step for a woman or for a man who's reading this book into getting to the next level?
I would say the first step is admitting that there's something wrong, but do not beat yourself up. If you think that you want to change and get on a better path, beating yourself up because of mistakes that you've done or where your life is, it's just not going to work. So just first step is just awareness and the willingness to want to change. That's the first step.
And how do you think that you cultivated it for yourself?
I feel like I had people that supported me. I call them angels, you know, even if you have that one person that you could confide in and let them know that you do need help. I got to a place where I not only prayed, but I had to do the work. You know, I had to seek outside help, you know, whether it was therapy, counseling, group support, friends, family.
Support from family, from friends, from people that are important to you.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you for watching. We will be right back.